why I put a love scene in my young adult romance novel. Want to get ahead of this and speak on this before anybody else has a problem with it. I did put a content warning at the beginning of the book. This book contains underage drinking and a consensual lovemaking scene involving a 17-year-old. I wanted my character to be 18 years old before she had sex. However, while I was writing it, I could not keep the male and female leads separated for any longer in the story and have it be realistic that they would get back together. They had been apart for so long, they had to get together at this point in the story for it to be believable. So I sacrificed what was politically correct to be honest with the writing. I put a love scene in here because the character goes through, it's a very emotional book. There's a lot about grief and complicated family dynamics. Readers have described it as an emotional roller coaster. And so if you're going to experience everything that the character is experiencing, to cut the love scene out would have felt disingenuous to me. I also wanted to say that I don't think that teens should be shamed for their sexual impulses or made to feel bad about their sexual impulses. We start getting crushes on people around age 9. That's how early we start developing our taste of what we like and what we don't like and what we find attractive and what we don't find attractive. Or it starts around age 9. And I think a lot of times our society shames teens, like, how dare you have these impulses? A lot of the older generation think that sexual impulses start on your wedding night. A lot of the older generation have that attitude towards sex. This does not encourage teens to have reckless sex. It does not encourage teens to be irresponsible. The characters go through a lot together. When they finally get together, they have a very deep emotional connection. They use 2 different forms of birth control, which is highly stressed how important that is. I would prefer if teenagers waited until they were adults, but if they are going to have it, that is the way to have it. Which they probably are, because it is a natural biological impulse like eating. And telling teenagers not to have sexual impulses is like telling them, don't get the urge to go to the bathroom. Natural biological function, and they're going to want to do it. And I don't think that they should be shamed for their impulses. So that is why I put a love scene in my YA romance novel. But I did put it in there because not to put it in there felt like it would have been a cop-out. Thank you for listening.